US-62 project limits begin at the State Route 43 interchange on the western end of the project and heads east to the mainline bridge over the Nemaschilling Creek. Project overall length is about just short of a mile. The need for the project really was to improve the safety.
This project's located in a corridor that was really crash prone due to some substandard geometry and a high density of driveways and side roads.
So the area was consistently ranking in the top 100 on safety's congestion lists and safety's priority lists. In fact, when we first started the project development process, it was ranked number 65 on the non-freeway hotspot list, number 5 on the safety priority list, and number 68 on the congestion list.
It's about a mile in length and is about 60 access points. The roadway geometry, the curvature through the project, it's very congested. There were about 120 crashes per year in this location, and it was mainly due to the access, the roadway geometry.
So ultimately, this is a realignment of US-62, shifting it further to the north, providing a frontage road on the south side, reducing the number of traffic signals from 2 to 1, and with extensive access management improvements.
The project started out with a limited access type road on the west end side at State Route 43. There's an interchange, and the speed limit was about 50 miles an hour all the way through the corridor, which is a high-speed roadway, and having a high-speed roadway with all those access points is just not a good idea. One of the things that we did was we lowered the design speed to meet the posted speed of 45 miles an hour. This enabled us to put in curbs and just a narrower boulevard feel to help people get through the corridor a little bit slower. We also removed almost all of the access points. Originally, we were going to have no access points other than the signal at St. Elmo, and put traffic on the frontage road that you can see behind me here. This is actually on the old roadbed of 62 that was here before the project started.
One of the major key factors of this project was public involvement.
The public involvement is always a challenge. First of all, when you're going to be impacting multiple residences and businesses, people that drive the roads, everybody thinks they're a traffic engineer. And we had to do a lot of work to convince or at least reassure the public that what we were doing was actually going to improve the situation.
We had multiple public meetings to inform the public about the project. We did a lot of presenting of our ideas on the different alternatives that we were presenting for the project to improve the safety through here. There was never any doubt from the public that the need to improve the safety in this location was required.
After public involvement process, we had to change our preferred design or layout. We first started off with a design that included a concrete barrier and 10-foot wide outside shoulders that resembled more of a freeway. And then by reducing the design speed, we were able to use 2-foot curb and gutter, a concrete median, and introduce landscape elements to help provide like a tunneling effect to help in the hopes of reducing the speed through the area, because this area is right at the end of an expressway, so the goal was to be able to reduce the speed approaching into the signal.
Mostly it was residential on the northern side. Most of those locations were all total takes. The southern side was mostly commercial, and throughout our project design, we tried to be innovative and decided and use the existing 62 roadway as a frontage road so that we could save some of the property acquisition. But overall, we had about 40 residential property takes and approximately 7 commercial total takes for the project. And so right-of-way acquisition was very challenging. A lot of people live their whole life in some of these homes. So that coordination, the public involvement, listening to the public and implementing their comments into our design to make the best fit design, at the same time making the improvements that were required to improve the safety. It was very challenging, at the same time very rewarding to be part of.
In addition, there were just a lot of stakeholders on this project. We had township, city, county, a lot of utilities. Every division at ODOT that we could get was involved in this project, so there was a lot going on. When we have a project of this magnitude with this many stakeholders, it's really important that you can be able to just pick up the phone at any time and call the project manager. Working with Dana is great. She was always quick to respond, had an answer. Communication is just key to getting all of this stuff done.
It was really great working with Gail and Trans Systems through developing this project. Gail has a very good balance between professionalism and being relatable, which was very important for this project, especially with all the public involvement and stakeholder involvement that was required for the project. She really connected, she really listened, and took in what was needed for this project. Frequent communication, coordination with both ODOT teams and Trans-Systems teams. Gail and I really had great support from our environmental, our right-of-way, our utility, and our construction teams. And all of that was really necessary for the success of this project.
Now the flow is much improved with only the one signal and the additional auxiliary lanes throughout the segment, and removing nearly 45 driveways. The access points or the conflict points have greatly been reduced, and so we definitely anticipate a significant safety improvement in this corridor.
It looks great. I love the noise walls, the patterns that came on there look great. You can feel the difference when you're driving, the boulevard feel versus what was a freeway feel. And you can hear the traffic behind us, it's free flowing here, and the congestion seems to be alleviated with the solutions that we came up with, and that's always something to be proud of. You say, we helped change this area and make it safer for the people that are going through it.